A federal judge recently ruled that Julie Chrisley would have to appear in person for her resentencing hearing next month. The Chrisley Knows Best star wanted to appear remotely for the resentencing, but her request was denied. Here are the reasons Julie didn't want to have to appear in court. Julie Chrisley's request to appear remotely denied by judge. Julie Chrisley's lawyer suggested that appearing in person for the upcoming resentencing would cause her undue physical harm. She will have to travel a long way and be shackled for hours to get to court. Currently, Julie is being held at FMC Lexington in Kentucky. She will have to travel to Atlanta for the court hearing. The star's lawyer said that officials likely would transfer Julie via the transfer facility in Oklahoma City or place her in a van for a lengthy, multiple-hour trip while shackled to facilitate her appearance in court. On top of that, her lawyer said, either option would remove Ms. Chrisley from FMC Lexington for an unnecessarily extended period of time and impose undue physical hardship on her. Prosecutors did not oppose Julie's request. However, the Chrisley Knows Best star's request to appear via video conference was denied by the judge. Judge Eleanor L. Ross ordered law enforcement to bring Julie Chrisley to court. You are hereby commanded to have the body of Julie Chrisley by you restrained of her liberty, as it is said, by whatsoever names detained before the Honorable Eleanor L. Ross, United States District Judge of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, the order read. It continued, stating that Julie would need to be present in the courtroom in the city of Atlanta at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on September 25. She will have to attend court each day until the resentencing is complete. Thence to be returned to the custody from which she came, and have you this writ, the order concluded. Savannah Chrisley holding out hope Julie will be home for holidays. Todd and Julie Chrisley were found guilty of tax evasion and bank fraud in 2022. Julie was sentenced to 7 years initially, and Todd was sentenced to 12. Last September, their sentences were reduced to 6 and 10 years. The couple immediately started the appeals process following their guilty verdicts. Ultimately, the United States Court of Appeals upheld their convictions, but it was ruled that there wasn't enough evidence to hold Julie Chrisley responsible for the crimes that occurred before 2007. This led to the court ordering Julie to be resentenced. Fans have weighed in on what a resentencing might look like for Julie. Her daughter, Savannah Chrisley, is hopeful that her mom will be home in time for the holidays. Many fans think she is being delusional, but it isn't outside of the realm of possibilities. Julie Chrisley is set to be resentenced in Atlanta on September 25. Julie Chrisley, once a beacon of Southern charm and grace, has faced a turbulent journey that would challenge even the strongest of spirits. A devoted wife and mother, Julie's life took a dramatic turn when she, along with her husband Todd Chrisley, was convicted of financial crimes that left their family reeling. As the days of her sentencing approached, the looming dread of returning to court cast a long shadow over her already fragile state. But why did Julie Chrisley resist appearing for resentencing? The answer lies deeper than just the fear of facing additional time behind bars. It's a complex weave of emotional turmoil, a sense of betrayal, and the weight of her family's legacy. A heart torn between duty and despair. For Julie, the courtroom had become a symbol of everything she had lost. The legal battles, the media scrutiny. Julie had always been the glue that held the Chrisley family together. She was the nurturing mother, the supportive wife, and the person who kept the wheels turning in their seemingly perfect life. But the trial and subsequent conviction had shattered that image. Julie felt that she had let her family down, and the guilt was almost unbearable. Resentencing would only be a painful reminder of her perceived failures, something she was not emotionally prepared to face. The weight of public scrutiny. Julie Chrisley's life had been an open book for years, thanks to the family's reality TV show, Chrisley Knows Best. The public had watched as the Chrisleys navigated life's ups and downs with humor and style. But the legal issues brought a new level of attention, and Julie became the target of intense public scrutiny. Every decision, every tear, every moment of weakness was dissected by the media and the public. The prospect of going through resentencing meant reopening wounds that were just beginning to heal. Julie knew that appearing in court would bring another wave of media frenzy. The cameras would capture her every expression, and the headlines would dissect her every word. The thought of reliving the humiliation, of being judged not just by the court but by millions of strangers, was more than she could bear. Julie had always prided herself on her composure, but the trial had shown her that even the strongest people have their breaking point. A mother's heartbreak. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Julie's situation was the impact it had on her children. As a mother, Julie had always put her family first. She had worked tirelessly to provide a stable, loving home for her children. But the trial and conviction had upended their lives in ways she could never have imagined. The thought of being away from her children for even longer was devastating for Julie. She had already missed so much: birthdays, milestones, and the simple, everyday moments that make up a family's life. The idea of losing even more time with them was unbearable. Julie knew that her children needed her, and the guilt of not being there for them weighed heavily on her heart. Resentencing meant the possibility of more time away, and that was something she couldn't bring herself to face. The sense of betrayal. Julie had always believed in the fairness of the legal system. She had placed her trust in her lawyers, in the process, and in the idea that justice would prevail. But as the trial unfolded, Julie began to feel a deep sense of betrayal. The evidence seemed overwhelming, but Julie knew in her heart that she had not intentionally committed any crime. She believed that she had been caught up in a situation that spiraled out of control, and that the legal system had failed to see the truth. The conviction had shattered her faith in the system, and the idea of going through resentencing felt like a betrayal all over again. Julie couldn't shake the feeling that the system was rigged against her, that no matter what she did, the outcome would be the same. This sense of hopelessness made the idea of facing the court again almost unbearable. The family's legacy. Julie Chrisley was acutely aware of the legacy she and Todd had built. They had worked hard to create a brand, to build a life that they could be proud of. But the conviction had tainted that legacy. Julie knew that her name would forever be associated with scandal, and that was a bitter pill to swallow. Resentencing meant potentially adding more time to her sentence, further damaging the family's reputation. Julie feared that her grandchildren would grow up with the stigma of having a grandmother.